This is the Michael Joseph Savage Memorial, built to honour the Prime Minister who led the 1935 Labour government that introduced social welfare into New Zealand. The government that gave me a free education and free milk. Savage knew, and our grandparents knew, what we seem to have forgotten, that there are three things that kids need to grow up healthy. You have to feed them. You have to give them a warm, dry place to live.
Love-hate relationship with
and you have to give them free
some
medical
governments
care
sell the
whenever
houses,
they need
some
it.
governments buy the houses. Should we
So
have a
76
consistent
years
policy
on,
over
what would our
time
old Prime
with
Minister
housing? Should
have
that
made
be
of what we're
sacrosanct?
not doing for our children?
I think that's a really important issue that you've identified, because if you look at who builds the houses, it tends to be the Labour government. Who sells them, it tends to be a national government. That's the pattern that's been since the Second World War. Labour builds them, maintain them reasonably well. The national government gets in and says we want to encourage people to own their own houses, and so it sells off stock. Exactly the same that happened in Britain with Maggie Thatcher.
So what should we be doing right now?
The current problem is that we don't have enough rental accommodation that's of good quality. We have almost no regulations about private rental housing. There's nothing requiring a private landlord to have anything other than a toilet, a plug in the wall and a stove. The end.
But look, you have to have a warrant of fitness for your car.
You do.
If it's a danger to yourself or to others, you can't have it on the road. Should we do the same thing for houses?
Absolutely. This is probably the most cost-effective intervention that you can do for keeping people healthy, is making sure that their houses are of a decent standard.
To be fair, Housing New Zealand has been upgrading many of its 70,000 properties. In fact, a Healthy Housing Pilot program, in association with Counties Manukau DHB, has shown what can be done to improve the health of children.
And when we evaluated this program, we found that it reduced hospitalisations for children in those houses by 30%. And we just don't know of anything else internationally that's that good at keeping children out of hospital. So if this was rolled out for the entire Housing New Zealand population of children, we estimate it could keep around 2,000 children out of hospital every year. In fact,